Hello and welcome to my thoughts on Medal of Honour Frontline 10 years on. I couldn't think which Medal of Honour it was then. Um, the game originally came out in North America in May 2002. It was in Europe 2000. It was June 2002. Sorry for Europe, and October 2002 for Japan. The game tells the story of Lieutenant Jimmy Patterson and his missions that he undertook throughout World War II. I believe the majority of the missions are fictional. I know it does. The first level does feature Normandy, which is probably one of the most well-known battles throughout World War II, and I believe what happens there is also fictional. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I got the game about I think it was about 2003. I think it was mid 2003. Yeah, it was about that sort of time because I remember playing it just before summer, and I remember playing it throughout summer, and I just had a lot of fun that summer playing this game, and it's just something I always have fond memories of that summer, just playing this game. And I mean, looking back on it, I can't really identify anything that made it stand out from other shooting games. The only thing that I can sort of say that I think was really good about it was the way that they used the music to add more of an emotional level to the game, really, because obviously it was quite a tragic time for the world. Well, mainly Europe, to be honest. I think, well, obviously there was the Americans were involved in it as well, so I imagine it was quite a tragic time for them as well. Well, obviously it was. So that's something I think they really did really well, is bring that to life, really. I mean, well, I say bring it to life. I think it was just it really added to it. I mean, there's one of the levels later on in the game, I think you go a level where throughout Holland, and there's this really sad music playing throughout that, and you really do feel, it does make you, feel quite a little bit sad, I suppose. So yeah, the music does play on emotions, which I think is really good. That's one of the things I really liked about it. The thing that kind of shocked me when replaying this, originally in 2010, because this is the HD version I'm playing that come with the Medal of Honour reboot, was that the controls seem more fiddlier now. I don't know if that's because of, I know you can change them, and I kept them, I think I left them as modern, so maybe that's why. But I don't really remember the controls being that fiddly. But I think it's just because of the way modern shooters, first-person shooters are, and obviously with this being a game that was 10 years ago, obviously a lot's changed with first-person shooters. Was I think 10 years ago? No, well, I can't say that because I've never heard of Call of Duty then. So, but now it's like, one of the best. Well, I'm not a big fan of the game, I'll be honest, but it's one of the biggest selling first-person shooters. So, a lot's changed. I always remember this level being part of the demo. There was, when I got my PlayStation 2, that'll be 10 years this Christmas. Though it's not actually, PlayStation 2 I have now is not the one I got for Christmas, because mine accidentally got broken. All I will say is the dance mat, and no, I was not using the dance mat. But yeah, it's coming to, the one I've got now is coming to about 8 years old now, maybe a bit more, I'm not entirely sure. But I remember that they had this magazine out, it was the official PlayStation magazine, it said the best games of 2002, and there was a demo with it, and I always remember playing this demo and absolutely loving it. With what I was actually saying about, there was nothing that really stood out for me except for the emotional, sort of how they used the music to add the emotional level to the game. It really was just a really fun game, even though, as I said, there wasn't really a lot that set it apart from other shooters. I think probably there were some better shooters at the time, but I think this is just a really enjoyable game, and there's no reason that I can really think of that it says that, other than, I think it's just one of those things that you just have to play, that you can't really explain why it's great, you just have to play it, if you know what I mean. And that was actually the tagline, I think, for the game, wasn't it? You don't play, you volunteer, or something. No, you don't volunteer, you play, or something like that. I remember that. But I think this is probably one of the, I think after Rising Sun, Medal of Honour sort of went downhill, because I remember playing, I think it was, is it European Alliance or something? I remember having it, I think I got it in 2005. It was just was a bit. It wasn't brilliant. So yeah. Oh, well, this part I absolutely made a bit of a cock up because I forgot to pick up the thing at the start of the level, so I had to run all the way back just to get it. Another thing that I think was I think was good was the way that you got marked on how well you did in the mission. You get bronze, gold, bronze, silver, and gold stars. I think if you got gold stars, you unlock stuff. You used to get like medals at the end of the part because the game was in different sections, like sections of levels, and if you've got a certain if you got all gold stars in the section of the levels, you got a medal, and those medals unlocked stuff like documentaries and stuff. I think it was like bonus cheats and stuff like that as well. What's sort of obviously different because there was no there were things as trophies, but I mean it's like the way they are now. There's no trophies and achievements on PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. What's obviously different now is that there are, and with the HD remake, there are trophies, and one of the trophies is to complete the game on the very hardest difficulty, and that's not something I did back then. Wasn't too big. I'm really playing on hard difficulty. I just played the games to enjoy them, and I like playing on hard now, in the hard difficulty settings, because I like the challenge. It's something I like, but to be honest, it's very frustrating and the hardest difficulty level, because I think with more modern first-person shooters, well, not just first-person shooters, there's a lot of games where health's involved. It's regenerating health now, and that was something that wasn't in Medal of Honour Frontline and games back then. So I think that really, it's in some ways it's nice to see that change, but I think just where you've got used to, regenerating health, I think that's why you just don't adjust to it all that well, to be honest. But that's just the way it is, really. I think, as I said, it was nice to see, because this one is you sort of have to make, you have to really put the effort into survive. I think whereas with regenerating health, you can sort of just run out of the way and get to cover. But then I think games today with regenerating health are still quite hard, because obviously, you still have to stay out of their way of fire, and if there's like someone absolutely bombarding you with gunfire, then you've got to find ways to get out of that way. So it's just a different way, I suppose. But it certainly does make it harder. This bit I always used to rush down that to try and save that bloke, but I could never save him, no matter how hard I tried. Because obviously I think he's meant to die. Now I'm just wondering, can we get this group with one grenade? Oh, I overfired that grenade. That got him anyway. That's funny, where the grenades explode on impact, and there's a trophy Darth Vader. That's obviously a play on Darth Vader. I think that's for getting killing 4 soldiers in a row with 1 grenade. I could be wrong on that. The reason that trophy did pop up because I'm playing it on a different account, because as I said, I was playing mine I got halfway through the game on hard, and I kind of got stuck. I didn't really want to have to restart all that, so that's the reason I chose to do it on a different account. And that's really all I've got to say on the game now, so I'm just going to let you enjoy the last sort of minute of the game. So thank you very much for watching.